I want people to understand that I am busy. I've got loads of people to quote. If you talk like that outwardly, you're
This is Moorcraft, the D profile. Do it now. You're here. Why can't you fix my problems?
All of this. I don't know much else about what's going
This
on.
is so funny because you're really, really struggling with it.
I am really struggling with it.
These are basic terms, Jo. You know when you're a dog trainer?
Or a behaviourist.
Yes, this is true. Who are you marketing to? Who should you be marketing to? And who do we market to?
We actually market to...
What was that noise?
That was me.
It sounded like what's his name off The Simpsons?
Oh, don't compare me to... Millhouse? No.
Anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand. You've had a bit of sugar, Jo, so this is where this
I haven't started it. This is you.
Okay.
Right, so we think we're marketing to people that are going to want our services. We think we are marketing to people that we really want to work with.
Yes.
And by that, I mean, we become so obsessed with our dog knowledge to the point where I would say there's not a day that goes by that you're not consuming something, even if it's just you've scrolled on social media. But because of all the people that you will follow,
Dog trainers,
you will
and behaviourists.
Yep, you will undoubtedly learn something. I'm like, oh, that was interesting.
And your kind of brain is set up for that, haven't
Yeah.
you? You've created the environment to keep absorbing all that knowledge, which is amazing. It's brilliant. However, we forget how it feels to be a normal dog owner.
Yeah, you move so far out of the person that you once were because you know more now. And I think this is where we find it really difficult, and we find ourselves saying things like, I only want to work with people that want to put the work in with their dog. I only want to work with people that get it. I only want to work with people that want to understand why their dog behaves the way that they do. And then we try and craft our marketing message around that type of person and possibly not get the number of inquiries that we're hoping for, or we still attract people that aren't interested in anything that you're saying and they've just potentially seen the word dog trainer. And I mean,
really, are we thinking more about what we want people to become rather than what they're like at that stage when they find you, maybe? We're kind of jumping ahead because you're hopefully by someone working with you and you imparting your knowledge on them, they will become that person that considers their dog. They'll become that person that, you know, not everyone will. There'll be people who will really become invested in it and understand their dog a lot better and want the best for their dog and all that kind of stuff. And there'll be people that will never want that.
The people that are more likely to absorb and listen to all of that stuff are more likely to go into a career of dog training.
This is very true. This is very true. But yeah, I wonder if we're kind of hitting it at the wrong point as well.
I think we genuinely don't consider it.
No, we probably don't, actually. You're right.
I just think we get so... just saw Ryan have a little laugh behind the screen then about it. I genuinely think we don't consider it at all. We go in with... Because you think about it, if you were to, I don't know, let's pick a completely obscure business that isn't dog training.
Crime scene cleaning.
I knew you was going to pick that one.
Why?
Because it's front of mind, which is why I was trying to avoid it.
Okay.
I'm gonna use Darren's business. I'm gonna use gardening because I still don't understand it. I said to him the other day, actually, I was like, "Are you an actual gardener? Like, if I wanted some flowers,
not a landscaper.
Well, he's not a landscaper, but I mean, if I wanted some like plants and flowers,
You've got absolutely no idea about gardens.
No, I don't. Nothing at all. Exactly. So this is a good example to use. So
I wanted some things.
Yeah,
put in
some pretty things.
What's it called? Soil or?
Yes, that's these are the conversations that I have. It's very true. You're not wrong. So if you and I now are about to, well, probably more me than you, but if we were about to venture into the gardening business, and clearly I know fuck all, so immediately I would learn something. But I guarantee from a marketing perspective, I am more likely to connect with people now with my very limited knowledge than I am when I know more.
Yes.
Because I would, this is such a piss poor example, but I might be saying things like, do you want your garden to look nice for summer? Like your grass is cut, you got some pretty flowers. I don't know much else about what's going on.
This is so funny because you're really, really struggling with it.
I am really struggling with it. But do you know what I mean?
Like
Like
some hibiscus borders.
No, I wouldn't even say that. I don't know what that is.
wouldn't.
But do you know what I mean? It'd be like, right, because I genuinely know nothing, I'm going to talk in a language that people will more likely connect to. Because again,
because it's accidental, because you don't know enough yet to actually talk in a different way.
Yep. But I'm more likely to get people go, actually, yes, I do want my garden doing for summer. The things that I want doing are, I've got a hedge that needs sorting. I wouldn't even say things like trimming, because what the fuck does that mean? Like how much? Like just, I want my hedge sorting. Do you want your grass sort? Like, do you know what I mean?
Cutting. These are basic terms, Joe. Ryan's pissing himself.
But all of a sudden, we then have knowledge, and then you start throwing hibiscus at me. Darren talks to me. What does he say? Things like, oh yeah, like a hedge trim. What did he say? He goes like, oh, so I was just at my standard cut, mow and blow the other
What?
day.
No, he didn't.
I was like, what's a cut, mow and blow?
A leaf blower.
Yeah.
Okay. And a grass cut.
Yeah, but again, it's
or a
just...
mow. I know the same things. Maybe it's a hedge that needs cutting and a grass that needs mowing.
I don't know. But
all
all of these things...
like that. I cut, mow, blow. That's quite catchy.
But all these things come out because we forget that we're talking to people. And then he typically comes home and he goes like, oh, for fuck's sake, like, these clients just don't get it. So I'm there doing my cut, mum, blow. That's all they've paid for. And now they're asking me to do this thing and this thing and this thing. And I'm like, mate, you haven't paid for that service. You're not paying for my hour. You're paying for the cut, mow and blow. If you want that, it's extra. And I can't get that in now. That needs to be quoted and come. And I'm like, uh-huh. I understand it from the client's point of view in that perspective, because the amount of time I've had, does a gardener fall under a tradesperson?
I don't know. I was going to say, is he a gardening technician? To make himself sound better.
Grounds maintenance, I feel like he refers to himself.
Yes. Yeah, okay. That would work, yeah.
Don't know. Anyway, but I have definitely been that person where if I've got tradespeople over, like when we was having our house renovated in the double-storey extension and what have you, I would be the person that would chat to the trades. I'd be like, oh, and like every time we've had the electrician out, I'm like, oh, actually, like this light's really flickering. Can you just have a look at that whilst you're here? And actually, can you just look at this whilst you're here? And oh, would it be possible to have this thing connected over here? Because now I'm using the room. I've now decided I want a plug there. How difficult is that to do it?
Mrs. Moorcroft, the D profile, do it now. You're here. Why can't you fix my problems?
All of this. But then I am that person that Darren would potentially moan about. Whereas I can understand them because I'm at that level. I haven't got that extra knowledge that would go, oh, well, that's going to take all this time and that's actually called this thing and that's actually called that. So the point I'm getting at, which we've probably gone way off track with now, is when you are trying to talk to your exact ideal client, because I don't care what industry you're in, you will always say you want to work with people that understand it. Darren will say the same thing. I want people that understand that they're not paying for my time, they're paying for the service that they've bought. I want people to understand that if they talk to me, it impacts my day because then I'm late for the next session and then it just elongates the day. I want people to understand that I am busy. I've got loads of people to quote. And I'm like, if you talk like that outwardly, you're a twat. And I do say this to him. Because you're going to just... And I understand that you've got that element of you want to repel certain people as well. And I can also understand how this might sound a little bit grey area because we do talk about ideal client attraction. We do talk about looking at the qualities that you want in somebody and, you know, writing the content to attract the people that you are going to best work with. But I think there's a fine art to it.
Maybe this isn't all about who you're marketing to. It's how your service is set up as well, though. Because if you're having those day-to-day problems, let's say, of someone, you know what people are like, there's always going to be the people that want to talk to the tradespeople and the people who don't, and they squirrel themselves away and pretend they're not there. Mm-hmm. But those people are going to happen. So are we allowing enough time for that service? Do we need to add some on potentially? Like, it could be crossing over into a different thing here, couldn't it? But yes.
It's all it's wrapped in, isn't it?
It's wrapped
and then
in
there's just little
altogether.
tangents.
Yeah, definitely. And yes, you need to make sure you target the right person, but you are, again, I'll probably go back to what I said earlier actually about, like, you're probably jumping ahead a little bit. Like, you're in that idealistic stage where you want everyone to value the garden. You want everyone to understand the terminology. Basically, you're trying to make your life easier.
Yeah.
And you'll get frustrated because the client doesn't get it yet. When actually, if we just detach, we talk so much about detachment of oneself from the business and looking inwards and looking at what that person needs at that moment in time and what they don't need. And I feel like all this is part of that as well. So like that ability just to go like, I'm not them, and I've forgotten potentially what it feels like to be that person.
Yeah.
That's the first step really in it, isn't it? Is having that ability to do that skill.
Yeah. It's that old, I don't know if it is an old phrase actually, but I've heard it quite a lot. Talk to people like they're a 7-year-old.
Yeah, but people, especially in the dog industry and probably lots of other specialism industries, it's really hard for people to dumb it down, isn't it? It's such a, why should I have to do that? Why should I have to speak like I know nothing? Because we all know really where that comes from. I'm going to be judged by other dog trainers that follow me on social media if I use terms that your average dog owner would use, and I'm not using the proper terminology that I should be using as a dog trainer. Yeah. You know, if I'm not using the words like proprioception and, you know, all these other words that we bring into it, like, I'm going to be seen as someone who knows nothing about what I'm doing, and then I'm going to be judged. And then I'm going to feel shit. And then I feel like I can't do it. And imposter syndrome creeps in. So we know where it comes from. Yeah. But the question you've got to ask yourself is, do you want these people in or not? Do you want these people in at whatever level they're at for you to nurture them and take them through the journey so that potentially at the end of it, they are those people that you are looking for, but they're not there yet?
Yeah. It's there's such a vast gaping hole between
a chasm. You used the word chasm on one episode, and I feel like this is a good time to bring it back.
Yeah, a big, vast, gaping chasm between where somebody actually is and then where we are. Mm-hmm. And there should be, because you are the expert.
There absolutely should be.
Even if you're early on in your career and maybe you've done one course or you've done one module of a course or you've read a book, you are more likely to be more advanced in your knowledge than the average dog owner who you are wanting to attract for your services. And then the more you do practically and working with people, the more you will learn. And this is where, for me anyway, when I got good with the idea that I'm going to fuck it up and I'm not going to be brilliant and it's not my best, but I'm going to get there and I'm just going to go on the journey, the way I spoke about it became a lot easier because I was listening to the things that people were saying and I was just able to reuse it. But again, it's having that awareness of it though, isn't it?
That is such a good way to look at it. If you're struggling with the actual dumbing down of the language, potentially, which I know a lot of you might be, think about by actually listening to what they're saying and get it, by talking the way that you talk and whatever way you feel that is best appropriate for those clients coming in, you will get reciprocated language back again, and those words and phrases will become a theme. Like we see it in our clients, don't we, in CBA, where people are saying very similar things very often, and we go, that's something we need to highlight here. That's something we need to address in a more obvious way, potentially in our marketing, because it's something that we're seeing a lot of people struggle with. And therefore, if you're doing the same thing, that's only going to be a good thing, so that more people are aware of you, more people know you exist, more people know that you can help them potentially, and you are speaking their language. And, you know, marketing is only a shop window. Like, it's the very diluted version, really, of what they're going to experience when they work with you. So think of it like, if you can, I don't know if this is helping at all, but just think of it like it's it's like calling you in. What needs to happen for that person to have their ears pricked up and go take note, a little bit of notice, enough for them to walk through the door of the shop?
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be like, it doesn't mean you have to change the way you work. It doesn't, I mean, it might, if the language is a barrier, like if you're going in with a load of jargon on this first session.
What? I'm going to interrupt you here because I feel like this thought that I've just had is worth going into.
Go on.
The way you've just described that of like, it's that shop window is getting people in. I wonder if we think that just because somebody has come in, let's say you've dumbed down the advert, the post, the whatever it is, maybe our expectations are off and we think, oh, because we've dumbed it down, we're now going to attract someone who's not interested in truly understanding, instead of looking at it like that journey where, hold on, it is a shop window to grab your attention. Then it's your job once they've walked through the door to do that qualification process.
Do your sales call in a really skillful, connecting way. Yeah.
So
yeah, could be right.
Because again, I understand how difficult this is, and I can see why a lot of us struggle with it because, like I mentioned earlier, you will hear businesses, including ourselves, talk about describe your ideal client, what do they look like? And I think sometimes we have moved so far into idealistic instead
it is
of...
that word idealistic, I think, is the theme of this, isn't it?
Instead of, are you... To me, I would rather attract somebody on a values match than I would buy this. Because let's face it, like we would say the same in CBA if we were being like really pernickety about everything. We'd go, well, I want somebody to come in. I want somebody to show up to all the calls. I want somebody to do everything that we tell them to do, even if they don't feel comfortable with it. Even if it's hard, we want them to do absolutely everything because we know if they do everything, you will consistently generate minimum $6,000 a month. And you have the potential to earn more. You have the potential to earn unlimited income. That's the reality.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not.
No. But you can still use those shop front windows to show a bit. Like if you're not showing any of your personality or any of the personal brand behind your business, like you, basically, and you're not using language that, like, for example, for us, like our core program is called Get Shit Done. And we go like, just get some shit done. Like, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It doesn't matter if it's a bit messy. You will improve, like your first iteration will probably be a bit shit. And that's the way that it works. And so you can just keep creating better iterations of it and improving it and testing it and tweaking it. So even us using something like get shit done in a post is kind of alluding to the fact that we want you to come in and do the work, but we're not telling you, you have to do the work. You have to, like, if you don't put the work in, then you're not going to get, we don't have to say that, but we can just use that little strap line, which is like something we used to say a lot. And then we went, why don't we call the program Get Shit Done? Because like we say it a lot. So it can just be something as simple as that, can't it? Where you can start to build a little bit of that personality into it so that you start attracting the right people, but without having to go too deep into how do I actually do that and how do I actually get some people in I want, in the first place. Because the easier, like the disqualification and qualification, the further forward that is done, I don't know if that's the right word, the easier the rest of the process is. Yeah. So you want the sales call to be as smooth as possible, really, but you're not always going to get that. You're going to get somewhere you have to really dig into it and ask more questions and like discover if that is the right person for you and vice versa. But some of them are going to be like an easy in because they've got the idea behind you and they like what you're putting out and they like the language around it and they can see the value in it as well. So it could be an easier kind of process going through as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think we forget as well that we all grow and evolve as people when we start learning. And your clients will do the same.
Yeah.
So even if they've come to you initially, not in your idealistic world of maybe they're not using language like I really want to I reckon every dog trainer and behaviourist listening, if you had a phone call come in now or an email or a DM or whatever it is and it read, hi dog trainer, I would love to work with you because I really want to understand why my dog is behaving the way that they are. And I would love to know what I could be doing better for that dog.
How we can have a better relationship together.
Yep. So that they are not stressed and that they are living their best life and I am willing to put the work in.
Yeah. Can you imagine if all inquiries look like that? Way, work is done.
And I know I'm being facetious and it's probably sounding a little bit twattish. But deep down, that's our expectation.
That is what we're looking for, isn't it?
That is what we are looking for. And the more we don't get it, the more we're going to tell ourselves that people are shit. People aren't interested. They don't want to know. But it doesn't mean they can't get there.
Yeah. They're not just, they haven't started that journey yet, have they?
No. When I got my Husky Leica, I didn't think I want to understand you. I want to do that. I thought I want to prove to everybody else, fuck, I can control this dog. My God, can you imagine if I said control now too?
Oh, yeah.
But I was that person. Like if somebody said that word to me on the phone in a discovery call, like I want to learn how to control the dog, immediately like my skin would crawl. I'd clench like my fists and everything and be like, oh, I hate that word.
So, same as obedience. I want my dog to be obedient and listen to me and do what I say. I used to feel exactly the same way about that as well. So like guys listening, we completely get it. We understand how you're feeling around this.
Not even probably, I've sent people away before because they used language like that with me.
I think I have.
And I said, sorry, no, I'm not going to teach you how to control your dog, because I went in with my assumption of what my
that
version of control meant to me.
Yeah. And again, this is that ability to detach from it, isn't it? Which is such a skill. And I would say the most, maybe up there with the most important thing you can work on is that ability to detach, ability to know you're not your client. You've not lived how they lived. You've not been around the same people and used the same words, and you use them without realizing it. How many times do we do that? We're around a group of people and suddenly we're using language that we go, I only do that when I'm with those people. Yeah. That's not really how I speak, or that's not really how I feel, but I'm pressured maybe, or you maybe aren't, but you swept along with it.
Yeah, you just adapt it and adopt it.
But we do it and then it becomes a routine and a habit, and maybe we use it more, and we're judging someone based on stuff we don't know the facts around.
Yeah.
And
here's another one.
Oh, go on.
Can you help me because my puppy is being dominant?
Oh, so many times. I've lost count of how many of them I got. Somehow I could get over that though. But I did do a little bit of teaching in the call.
Yes.
When you say dominant, it doesn't actually mean what you say.
There's no such thing as dominance, really.
Yeah, it doesn't really
and
exist.
Then you just do all this. And
oh, God. Yeah, I'm looking back cringing about that now. But yeah, dominance, a perfect example there.
But these are trigger words to us. And then I think that's when we tell ourselves the story that people just aren't interested. It's like they're just not ready to hear it yet.
Yeah. And also just a little exercise you can do is look around, where have those words come from? So if we're so triggered by them, if it is an internal kind of reaction to the words, look at where the words come from. Look at, why do people say those words? What are they seeing and what are they consuming out there that means they feel that that's the thing they need to tell you? Because it's probably come from this industry. Like we're in a lot of this work, the industry is to blame, and it's our job to, and it's not our fault, by the way, like this is just what's happened over the time it's existed, isn't it? But we're kind of like against the problems that we've created for ourselves. And so it's up to us to change that and go like, yep, I can totally see why someone thinks their dog is dominant. I can see why there are things bandied around about that still. And what can we do to try to not combat that? It's probably the wrong word, but how can we try to empathise with that? How can we try and put ourselves in that place of that person? Because they're going to hear it. They're going to think it's true. Why would they not? And it's not their fault. It's not our fault. It's not, it's just the way that world is. But if you can just almost go like, I can see the reasoning for it, and therefore I can start to understand more. And it's about that understanding, isn't it? More so than anything. You don't even have to like people if you don't want to, although I don't think you can be a dog trainer without liking people, because you're connecting in all the reasons we say. You have to connect with the person. But even if you just do it in that way and go like, isn't their fault?
Yeah.
What the work you can do around, it's not their fault. They're only saying what they think is the right thing. They're probably saying things they think that they want you to hear, like you need to hear. just being completely
don't know.
oblivious. They don't know what they don't know. And they probably think, like, you know, when they say, oh, my dog sleeps on the bed and you're going to tell me off.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? That's a fear around being judged. Why do they think that? Because they've probably seen a dog trainer say, dogs shouldn't be on the bed, they're dominant. And therefore that's what they believe. But if that's all they've been consuming because they don't know what else to consume that's better, you can't blame them.
Yeah. And again, it's that whole, we are so passionate about our thing. We are so passionate about dogs. We want them to have a better deal. We are sick to death of all of the aversive stuff that's out there. Like, we all don't like that stuff. So we are incredibly passionate about it. And the downside to passion is sometimes it can be quite pushy on people. And you never want your passion to be pushy, even though your intention is to educate.
Yeah.
I've learned this a lot since deciding to not put my kids into school. The amount of times I have to just, and it's really hard for me, as I'm sure you can imagine, when I've got people pretty much telling me off, but it's only their opinion, because it's their fear that my kids are somehow going to
lose out.
Yeah, like they're going to be broken human beings because I've taken away their only opportunity to do anything. And for me, I'm like, you just don't know what I know. That's all. And
I'm good with that.
And it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard, but it's fine. It's like, it's good. But if I try and then have a conversation with you at that moment in time, it's not the right time to do it. So I need to just keep showing up and doing my thing. And eventually you'll start seeing things.
Yeah.
And I think this is that crossover into dog training, and you can cross it over into anything else where you are so strongly opinionated about something because you have knowledge and because you are obsessed with it. To another person that doesn't feel that way, it doesn't matter how passionate you are. You may as well talk to a brick wall.
This is going to sound controversial, but you know what we were talking about just before this about the a bit about the language and a bit about the words that trigger, like obedience and dominance. Maybe though, just maybe, the people that are using those terms are simplifying it, or almost making it clearer to somebody, to how you understand that term, what that term means and what it means to them and what they're seeing as a result of it. So if it's dominance and a dog is jumping up somebody and someone says that's dominant, oh, I get that. Like, I get that that's a reason. It's not my fault. It's not my fault that I fussed the dog when it's jumped up. Like, it's taken the blame away, isn't it? And it's almost like an easy scapegoat, but it's a connection that someone might make to go, I get that. And I think that that's what the problem is. And I think that's what you need to help me with, is take the dominant bit out of my dog. Then all my problems will be solved. So almost you could look at that and go like, that's probably, that type of language is probably doing a better job than we're doing, because we're fluffing everything up,
you're trying to describe
science-led and all this shit, which they're not connecting with, but they're connecting with obedience, dominance, all that kind of stuff, control.
Yeah.
I need to control my dog more because that makes more sense to me than fluff, science. And when I say that, I don't mean it in a derogatory way, but I'm just comparing the two things together. Yeah. So possibly that has just popped into my brain.
Well, it's like
as well.
when people say to me like, "Oh, your kids aren't in school," I just say I homeschool them because
it's easier.
They get the idea. It's not what I do in the slightest. It's the science. The equivalent of positive reinforcement, force-free dog training would be, it's self-directed child learning, going at the child's pace.
Yeah.
And there we go.
Funny enough, I had this conversation with Gareth last night because you've been having a few problems with Hudson recently about not wanting to go to his care provider, whatever you call it. And I think Gareth asked me about it yesterday, and I said, oh yeah, he's still not keen on going. Well, he's going to have to go, is what he said. And I was like, oh, it's probably because they don't go to school. I know. I was like, Gareth. And he was like, well, you just have to go to school, don't you? You got no choice in it, and you just do it and you get on with it. And I was like, oh my God, this is just, this is such a classic opinion that a lot of people have, isn't it? And again, I'm not going to get into the defensiveness around it, but I really wanted to. I was like, oh wow, like I never realised you thought like that before. And I sort of just, all I did is allude to it in a dog like behaviour way. Just like, it's understanding what the problem is, like what's the reason, instead of just going like go anyway and then deal with the backlash of it. It's understanding what's the core reason, what's the trigger for it, why does he not want to go, and try and working through it. It's like, oh God, couldn't be doing that. I can tell you, if we had kids, that kid would be going to school. And I was like, oh, it's a bloody good job we did it.
Oosh.
I know. And this is like a mic drop, because I hadn't told you this on the way up, because I forgot about it. So,
oh, Gareth Davis will be having a word with you.
I know. Make sure you pull him up on it next time.
But this is what's happening to our dog owners, though. Like, they've got people in their world saying the same thing to them.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. You need to sort that dog out. That dog's controlling the situation. That dog's doing
that
this.
Dog.
So then that person's then coming to you, having had an earful of other people going, your dog's dominant. And how many times have you heard it in the park, actually, if the dog's ran up to another dog and they've jumped all over it, and then you see the social media posts going, there's a really dominant dog off lead in the park, and and then we jump on it going, actually, and I have seen it on posts where dog pros have gone in and commented and tried to educate within that post, and it's like, I love the intention.
You can see the idea behind it.
I love the intention,
can't you?
It's probably not going to be the best thing for the business, and not even just from a business perspective. It's probably not going to get your point across anyway. Different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
And I think, there's so many things that we all fall into the trap of doing, typically because we don't know what to do in these situations. And then we try and then we just get so frustrated that we're attracting people that seemingly don't want it, but actually maybe we don't know enough, because we're not trained in sales professionally, which is why we do a fuck ton of work on sales skills and get shit done, because when you have got that ability to delve and explore and understand, maybe they are just using terminology without really knowing what it means anyway, and it's just a word, but to us it's a trigger.
Yeah. And
we can't see it as a trigger. We see it as, they're not my ideal client.
Yeah. I remember when I used the word obedience in one of my courses, and I did it like I'm trying to improve the way that word feels for me, because I wanted it to be, I called it fun obedience. And I used to open up my classes saying, it's big capital letters on fun and teeny tiny letters on obedience. Like, that's how I used to frame the whole course.
Much better.
And in my head, I'm like, that's good. And then really they're going, I want it to be the other way around. I want obedience to be in big letters and fun in small letters.
I had such an aversion to the word obedience. I remember one of my business mentors saying, so when he was trying to figure out like how to get my messaging and stuff out, and he was like, so what do these dog owners want? And I was like, well, they want, what I want them to have is, I want them to have that relationship and I want them to understand. He's like, yeah, but what do they want? I was like, well, they want their dog to listen, I suppose, and they want their dog to come back when called. And he's like, so obedience? And I was like, no, it's not obedience.
Fighting against it.
I fought it. So, and I was like,
was this Matt by any chance?
Yeah. I was like, I couldn't do it. I was like, I could not do it. I had such an aversion to it. I was like, I cannot call it obedience.
Yeah. It's such a hard thing for us to do, isn't it? But it is what they want and what they think. It's what they think they want, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we all give them what they need, but it's what they
want.
And
this is the problem again. We get so stuck in our own ways because we can't sell them what they want and give them what they need. We're trying to sell them what they need, and then they're going, but it's not what I want.
Yeah. It's the opposite. It's
so therefore you've got no inquiries and no sales.
Yeah.
Or very little of both.
Yeah. What great. I think this is a really good
like a little power episode, wasn't it?
Power. Not even a power hour, is it?
No.
Like a power
30.
A power 30.
By the way, folks, I'm going to encourage you to go and check this episode out on YouTube, because I'm going to ask Vicky now to show how she is asking poor Ryan, to tell us the timestamps. So how would one in Vicky Davis's world do a 3-0?
No, what? No, I'm not good at threes, but I can do 4.
That's not a 4. Show it to the camera. Can we see it on the camera?
Oh, which camera am I looking at? Which one? That one? 4-0.
Just no.
Why no? 3
Wait till you watch it back.
I need to think about which side. 3.
It just looks like the letter E.
No, that's
Why
the wrong
would
way
you not
around.
just stick
It's that,
3
isn't it?
fingers up?
Because he does the 0.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to
3-0.
do the letter, not the number. God. Cheers, Joe. You've got everyone looking at me like a twat.
Yeah, baby.
Do you want to tell people about our webinar?
I do want to tell people about our webinar. We have a webinar, or a masterclass actually is what is better described it as. And it is all about learning how to stop winging your business and the good old thing on how to make more money. It is totally possible for you to get consistent 3 to 5 to 6K months. We know it's possible to earn more, but we also know that if you had consistent 3 to 5K months, a lot of us don't want or need the 10K. It's nice to have, but that consistency is more important. So,
how long is it?
90 minutes.
And how much is it?
Oh God, it's like a little quiz now. It's free. It's zero.
Ta-da! There's all the info
Zero.
you need. And how does one go about signing up for it?
Head on over to k9businessacademy.com
and you will find the link to get yourself registered.
That you shall.